Hello and welcome back to The Last Door, Episode 2. Last time we finally found Father Ernest. And now, we're gonna figure out what's going on here, for real. So now I have a razor. The only thing I can think of what to do with it is go to this one tapestry that's obviously way too big. It must be hiding something. So let's go ahead and cut it. I won't be able to cut this so thick tapestry using just the razor. My hands wouldn't have enough strength. So let's use it on the log. Using the wooden stump as a handle, I can use this to cut. Alright, so let's go ahead and cut this down. And finally, your expert on philosophy, Jeremiah Devitt, shows up. Where are you, my friend? We've been looking for you. Well, as I was saying, tonight is the perfect moment for our next meeting, but I suspect that someone outside our group is secretly surveying us. Who is it, Anthony? My dear friends, it's Professor Glenn. Do you mean Father Ernest? Certainly, no doubt about it. Therefore, dear colleagues, I decided to change the venue of tonight's meeting. Have you noticed the lounge beyond the small door of the classroom? I believe it convenient to borrow the key for our necessities. You already know at 12 o'clock you'll find the door opened, and I'll be inside the lounge. That is it, my dearest colleagues. Vidite ne kesiat. Still can't pronounce that. So we have the dormitories, which was blocked off for some reason. Remember that in this furniture we used to keep some of our personal belongings. Now it's empty. Look at these. Remember, this is the bed where I used to sleep when I was a student here. Mr. Rabbit was jumping through the forest in a warm spring afternoon. When going through a bush, Mr. Rabbit ran into Mr. Wolf, Mr. Vulture, and Miss Snake, who were having a heated argument. Mr. Rabbit, curious, asked them, "Dearest, why are you arguing in this beautiful and cheerful spring afternoon?" Mr. Wolf answered politely, "What we are trying to decide here is who of us will have the pleasure to eat you up." Mr. Rabbit, really scared, said, "But I do not want to be eaten. I want to live." To which Mrs. Snake answered, smiling, "That is impossible to happen, Mr. Rabbit, since we all, both you and us, are going to die sooner or later. Don't you think so?" Mr. Vulture added, "Mrs. Snake is right. We should stick to the issue at hand. It is getting late, and, as you can see, we do not agree. Do you want to help us decide, Mr. Rabbit? Would you suggest that's the one to eat you?" After thinking about it for a while, Mr. Rabbit came up with an idea and carefully said, "I got it. Why not to organize a race? First who arrives at the forest clearing will have the privilege to eat me. But not Mr. Wolf can run at high speed. Mr. Vulture can go flying and avoid any obstacles, and I'm sure that Mrs. Snake knows all the shortcuts within the forest. What do you think?" The three predators agreed that it was fair. They started the race and they quickly disappeared. Mr. Rabbit, happy to trick them, started running at a high speed in the opposite direction of the predators who, eager to prove their worth, didn't realize the trick. Mr. Rabbit was far away from there, and he finally felt safe, happy and proud of his cunning. But suddenly, there was a loud bang. The earth shook, frightened birds flew, and everything went dark. The end. There's something I kept to myself for a long time. And the thing is, I love you. I've always loved you. Since the first time I saw you, since the first time I felt your frozen hands. Each time I move away from you, I miss your glassy, empty, dead eyes. I miss your rough hair, your grayish skin, your stench. But our love just cannot be. It is an impossible love. No, not again. How long have I been sleeping? What was all that about? The nightmare found a place in our memories. Well, in the dream, you need to pay attention to what direction we went. And there's a place we have not been yet in this building. A place that was previously blocked off to us, that we didn't even know existed. In my disturbing nightmare, I was brought to the spot. It's a trapdoor I saw in my nightmare. From here sprouts a horrible stench. There's something down there. Did you see? Did you see? It was there, just in front of me. That thing. It was screaming. He shakes uncontrollably, his body racked with pain. And there's only one way to end suffering. Rest in peace. Must have been dead at least a week, still bearing an expression of horror. Punctual as always, Devitt. All that remains is to introduce our guest. You may come in now, Professor. Father Ernest. Do not worry, my friend. I invited him to join us this evening. The Professor genuinely shares a curiosity, and who better to complete our group than one of the most renowned theologists. Moreover, we mustn't ban those who are willing to explore beyond the veil. The moment we have long awaited has now arrived. Please, all of you, take a seat. We shall begin the procedure. Soon shall the door be open, and then may we finally see what lies beyond. Now I ask that you close your eyes. You'll feel a momentary prick as I inject you with the serum. Even after all these years, I've not forgotten your voice. You are the fourth witness. I remember now what happened. What is it that we saw? The eye of the bird, Malum and say. What happened to us? What is it that we witnessed? You must tell me. You must make me understand what my mind cannot fathom. Is our curiosity that we opened that which should not be opened. In doing so, we shortened the veil that separated our world from his. In seeking vision, we are ourselves seen by the eye of the bird. It remembers us. It looks for us. It calls us from its dark nest, from its abdominal lair. All these years I've attempted to return to it, but I have no strength left. These poor wretched creatures are too fragile. They lack the sight to return. Not one of them has. Only us, the four witnesses. Who are the other two? Where are they? It appeared as you did. Haven't heard from any of you. But I was seized by curiosity. It absconded with my faith and deprived me of sanity. Oh Lord, forgive me if I have sinned. Nothing remains. All that is left to surrender to him. Gravely have we sinned, and our only absolution is to burn in the flames! Malum. In. Say. This is the end of episode 2 of The Last Door. Next time, when we revisit The Last Door, we'll go on to episode 3. But for now, this is the end. I'll see you guys next time when we visit episode 3 and continue with the story.